What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the RTG career mode. This is episode number 8, and we start today's stuff on the back of our loss to Athletic Bilbao in the last 32 of the Copa del Rey. I was totally fine with that though, because you see the league table there, and I show you at the end of every single episode. Right now we are still top of the table in the Segunda Division, but it is true, our form is starting to stutter a little bit. We had a big loss away against Eibar a few games ago, a couple games before that loss to Athletic Bilbao. We had the draw against Levante, where we only salvaged a point in stoppage time. I'm okay with going out the cup, man. It could prove to be a blessing in disguise. We can now prioritise the rest of the season on staying in an automatic promotion place. So starting today's stuff here, I did decide to promote a few youth players from my academy into the first team, including one of the guys, if not the main guy I'm most excited about, Nacho Calderon, 60 rated right midfielder, where we've trained him to be. And I still feel as though when you look at the stats there, you'd think he's probably better as a centre-half. So he definitely could play as an RCB in this back three, no doubt about that. But I do want someone stronger, much more physical, much better defensively on that right-hand side to replace Tony Flores. To me, Nacho looks like he could be that guy at 6'3". I also promoted Carmona, who seems to have the most potential in our academy right now, but of course so lowly rated at 56 over, we can't check the potential. So we're going to try and loan him out, and also promoted a couple more players as well, including Sebastiano Moyano and also Xavi Bravo as well, who also shows great potential too. So we've got a few good young players in our academy getting pro deals today, and you know, obviously we have a long way to go before we'll see these guys start to feature regularly in the first team, and that's why I'm going to try and loan out as many of them as I possibly can. For youth players to develop, they really do need game time. You know, they have to play games. If they're sat on the sidelines or sat in the reserves, they're just not going to develop very quickly. They need to get a lot of game time, a lot of exposure, and good form as well. That's not going to come if they're sat in the reserves. So because of that, I've added them all to the loan list, and we shall try and get them out on loan for more first team opportunities. Speaking of, as transfer deadline day will come round here, we had a bid for Gala, which we accepted straight away from Silkeborg, and also as well we have some loan offers too for our young players on deadline day. There was 1.7 mil in the budget, but I really wasn't interested in bringing anyone else in. I feel as though our squad is good enough at this point right now to stay in an automatic promotion place, or at the very, very least finish in a playoff place. And as you'll see here, we sold Gala, the 30-year-old, to Silkeborg. We'll take a little bit more money for that sale there at the 30-year-old. We also loaned out Carmona to MK Dons as well. When I was a kid, one of my local teams, MK Dons, in League One, of course. Going to loan him out there. Perhaps my connections with the people of Milton Keynes. I know someone that works for MK Dons. Maybe my connections there helped him secure the loan deal. But it's funny, man. He's 16 years old, Carmona. Have you ever seen a 16-year-old look like that? Like, I mean, honestly, this guy's got a full beard. That's thicker than a beard that I've ever been able to grow. I mean, it's incredible, man, honestly. That's one thing that I really hope EA do change with their youth players as years go by. I mean, why do some of them look like they're 35? You know, honestly, he's 16 years old. He's got this full, massive, thick beard, and he just looks well older, like over double the age he actually is, man. It does break away from the immersion a little bit there, but even so, he's going to go to MK Dons, and Diaz, who actually has no potential tag whatsoever, unfortunately, is going to go to Ternana in the Serie B on a 2-year loan deal as well. So we'll keep an eye on those guys whilst they're out on loan in England and Italy as well, but I'm not too confident in Diaz because he shows no potential tag whatsoever. Hopefully for Carmona, he does grow pretty quickly out there in League One, because we need him to, man. Honestly, our defense is the weakest aspect of our game. If he was just slightly higher rated, like 62, 63 overall, I'd throw this guy right in my first 11, but for now, just way too lowly rated, even for a Segunda Division team like we are right now. So I'll keep my eye on those two guys there, and fingers crossed they'll show some growth. The loan system in FIFA, it's gotten better. It has gotten better. Players do tend to develop a little bit quicker when they go out on loan, but it can still be quite random. Sometimes players can have like a really quick jump of like +6, +7 ratings soon after they agree to go out on loan. some players just still don't grow, even though, you know, they're supposedly getting more first team football. But anyway, I'll let you know what happens there. And fingers crossed for Carmona in particular, he'll grow a few ratings whilst out on loan in League One in England. Anyway, for the first game of today's episode, Albacete away from home, heading into this game on the back of our loss to Athletic Bilbao in the Copa del Rey. Just a 1 win in our last 3 games for Malaga. Safe to say we're slowing down a little bit here. Whilst we are still top of the table, we do need to return to good form if we are to stay there. So travelling away from home, taking on Albacete here, the perfect start to the game. 8 minutes in, Lorenz Zuniga with another one chasing the golden boot. But really, this goal was all about Tony Flores. I talked about our academy graduates there at length a moment ago, but this guy's still our brightest prospect, man. That was naughty from Flores there. Wonderful bit of skill by the teenager, and it is goal number 19 in 20 for our number 29. Yep, Lorenz Zuniga chasing that golden boot right now as we're chasing a win to keep us top of the table. So 1-0 Malaga. Great save soon afterwards, kept us still leading by a goal, and from that we came on the counter. Admittedly, we are playing much better possession football than, you know, I normally do in my career mode saves, but we are still a counter-attacking team as well, because we know it is the best way to go in FIFA career mode. It's just, you know, the best play style really, because of how open the games are and how quick your players can be, especially at this division as well. Great save, kept it at 1-0 though, and then from the corner, oh my god, what can this guy not do? It is another one, and it is now 20 in as many games for Lorenz Zuniga. Corner whipped into the middle for Flores, his second assist, Zuniga's second goal. Malaga are 2-0 up. 9 minutes for the break here, still leading by 2 though. Once again, my poor defence on full display. That was absolutely atrocious, as Albacete did get a goal back and get back in the game. But a few minutes after conceding and seeing our 2-goal lead cut in half, once again I'm attacking down the right. Tony Flores and Zuniga in this game. You know those games where like 2 players in particular just have this kind of like telepathic connection? This was one of those games. It was great to see it, man. The kids, absolutely lovely duo in this game there. Flores with 3 assists, Zuniga with 3 goals, Malaga with 3 points. Yeah, we extended our cushion back to 2 goals, and in the end came through with the win by 3 goals to 1. So back on track there in the away day. And as for Flores, now 7 goals and 7 assists in 21 games. I have decided to convert him to a CAM. Again, because we just promoted Nacho Calderon out of the academy, and I do want to play him on that right-hand side for better defensive capabilities in our 3-5-2. Flores, to me, he's got a little bit of pace, granted, yes, but to me, he does look as though he'll be better as a CAM in this team. Possibly on that left-hand side as a left attacking mid, or a left forward, if you will, with Zuniga up top and stepping in to shoot with the right foot. But yeah, to me, CAM/centre forward, that's where Flores should play from here on out, I think. Yes, he's been great on that right-hand side, but we've got to defend better, because we just keep getting carved open way too easily. So for the following game, travelling away to Andorra for this game here. Yep, really fascinating team, Andorra. For those that don't know, Andorra are actually owned by Gerard Piqué. Yeah, Spanish football icon and Barcelona legend, one time of Manchester United as well. He bought the club a few years ago, and now they've risen to the 2nd tier of Spanish football. It's pretty cool to see, and you should check out the stadium as well. You know me, I'm a sucker for, well, architecture, stadiums in general. The background of their stadium, the surroundings, absolutely beautiful, really picturesque. I can imagine playing there must feel so serene and so cool. But it didn't for Malaga in this game, because we lost by a goal to 0, and this was so frustrating, man. We got played off the park by Gerard Piqué. They played like prime Barcelona, the team he was part of all those years ago. We got played off the park in that game there, but I was so frustrated because, like, Andorra heading into that game there, rock bottom and winless all season long, and yeah, I headed into that game, yes, admittedly hit the woodwork early, but I got played off the park in that one. And it's one of those moments where I'm like, you know, many years ago, there was obviously a lot of debates in the FIFA community about 3 words: handicap, scripting, momentum. And the question was, do they exist in the game? And I gave my opinions on this and always used to say, you know, admittedly, I don't think scripting is in the game, and I still don't think it is, because I just don't believe that it would be, especially now with the rise of esports and FIFA being a more reputable esports game. I just can't see how scripting would be in the game. I think legally it just wouldn't really be allowed. But as for handicap and momentum, well, I used to say I believe in momentum, and I still do, because because momentum is obviously a real thing. You know, momentum is psychological, but it exists in real life. It exists in both team and individual sports as well. We see it all the time. You know, it's akin to like when a boxer has another boxer on the ropes. You know, momentum is a very, very real thing. But I never used to believe in handicap, but over the past couple of FIFAs, I've definitely changed my stance on it. I never used to believe in it at all, but now I do. Too many times in my FIFA CMs, and if you've been watching me for a while, you'll see results in games like that happen, where I'm top of the table, we're taking on bottom of the table, one of the worst teams in the division, and I get played off the park. And don't get me wrong, everyone has off days. Don't get me wrong, sometimes there are anomalies where a team will perform and outplay their opponents who are perceived to be far better and in far greater form. But it happens far too often. Like, it happens far too often. How many times have you seen me take on a title rival, only separated by goal difference, and I thrashed them like 3 or 4-0? But then in the following game, again, I'll take on like a bottom of the table team, winless all season long, and I'll get absolutely thumped. That was that game there against Andorra. I never used to believe in handicap, but now I have played this game since FIFA 99. So I've played for a very, very long time, obviously, and I play FIFA every single day. I'd like to think I've built enough knowledge and experience and, you know, experience playing the game to know whether something feels right or wrong. To me, that game against Andorra is one of those moments where I was like, yeah, I think it's pretty obvious handicap does exist, because that's ludicrous. They are winless all season long. We're top of the table. Yes, our form has been a little bit inconsistent, but really? 61% possession against the league leaders, Malaga? Really? Come on, man. Seriously, that was ridiculous. We did bounce back, though. Following game, got a win there. I love the first goal from the captain, Munoz. His first goal of the season as well, and I shielded the ball over the line. I think it's the first ever goal I've scored in FIFA, or I shielded the ball over the line. I'll be honest here, I was just being a little bit cheeky. I was being a little bit cheeky there. We won the game by 2-1. Great to see him get his first goal of the season as well. The captain, ever present, plays every single game there and gets his first of the season, making it 1-0, and in the end we won it by 2-1. But our final game was a loss at the Estadio La Rosaleda, and a disappointing 1-0 loss as well to Leganes. Didn't play especially well in this game, but then right in stoppage time, final kick of the game. Which remember the last episode I was talking about chip shots and how OP they are. They're OP for the AI as well. Yeah, they're a really overpowered shot style, and heading into the final stages, brought everyone forward for an attack, trying to nick the 3 points late on. In the end, we surrendered the 1 we would have had. That is perfect accuracy and trajectory, and exactly what I was talking about in the last episode. If you get it over the goalkeeper and underneath the crossbar, 9 times out of 10, it finds the back of the net. Final score, Malaga 0, Leganes 1. 2 defeats in 3 for Malaga, and 2 games in 3 we failed to score as well. We're still top of the table, but recently we had a 9-point gap leading the way. It's now been cut to just 4. 14 games to go in La Liga. Believe me, we are starting to feel the pressure as we desperately try and cling on to an automatic promotion place. But that will end today's episode of the RTG Career Mode, guys. Big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you had, then please do drop a like. Most love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you for the next episode of the RTG Career Mode very soon.